Hey, it's Jonathan. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this video finds you in good fortune. I'm always talking about projects being built on Cardano and what's going on in the ecosystem and new projects coming up and this and that, but I haven't really given you a reason why I'm so big on Cardano and why I believe in it. So that's what this is going to be. If you like to buy the bottom, sell the top, make money in the middle, make sure you give me a like, subscribe, watch the video to the end. All these things I appreciate. Check out our blockchain friends. In fact, this Magic Square NFT is this video is going to be posted in a learning series on our website that Magic Square NFT is building for us, designing for us, and so this is basically the beginning of a learning series. Now I'm gonna cover a number of blockchains, and I tell you the truth, once I have a comparison of different blockchains up there, you're really going to see the contrast between Cardano and other projects. Um, so just to make it brief, this is going to be the initial video. I'm going to go in more depth. This is going to give you an idea of basically what Cardano is and where we're at this point, and I'll update this as time goes on and new information. We go into different errors. I'm going to touch on the roadmap as well. So what is Cardano? Cardano is a layer 1 third generation blockchain. And all this information in the video will be posted on that website for you to go back and review if you prefer to. So what a layer 1 is, like Bitcoin is a layer 1. It's layer 1 is basically your typical blockchain. I mean, Bitcoin's like the original, right? It's a blockchain that you can produce transactions on, right? So Bitcoin would be a layer 1 first generation, whereas Cardano is a layer 1 third generation blockchain. In fact, the same accounting method that Bitcoin uses, Cardano uses as well. So when you're purchasing an ADA, you're actually purchasing, technically you're purchasing a Bitcoin with smart contracts built on top of it, because Cardano has smart contracts. So Cardano is a layer 1 third generation blockchain. Cardano's vision was to have a blockchain with the security of Bitcoin, but with smart contracts, programmability, scalability, interoperability, and sustainability, which is what they have achieved and that they're continuing to perfect. Cardano was built by research and peer-reviewed papers to produce what you could consider a high assurance code. So and this is really where a lot of Cardano stands out amongst the blockchains, is that all of their work has been peer reviewed. Now they've received criticism by people saying, "Oh, they're never going to get anything done. They're taking too long and this and that." But as I've heard Charles Hoskinson say many a times, it's not going to be the first one to market. It's going to be the one that gets it right, and that it doesn't break, because it doesn't matter how many people you have using the blockchain, if it's not secure, if it breaks, then it's going to go down overnight. So that's and I typed this up earlier. I actually didn't. Another thing about Cardano, I need to put it in here, that a comparison to other blockchains that I like is that there is a limited amount of Cardano that's going to be produced. When you have an open-ended minting policy where, through any kind of means really, more coins can be minted, then you're going to end up with a fiat system just like we're in right now, where the printing is going crazy and it's basically crashing the market. So this is another reason why I'm big on Cardano. I need to put that in here, is that there is a limited amount of them that are going to be produced. So you just can't have, unbridled printing at some point at somebody's whim, or at a group of people's whims. So Cardano was built by peer-reviewed research paper and is considered to be high assurance code. Cardano pioneered the Ouroboros. Let me move this, because you're not going to be able to see all this. Let me move this up here. Okay, so let's see. So right here. So Cardano pioneered the Ouroboros protocol, or proof of stake. So they're the pioneers of proof of stake. Proof of stake. I'm going to go into that in another video. That would be down the line when I start to get into what staking actually is and how to take part in staking. But that would be for another video. But they pioneered proof of stake, and I mean, proof of stake is efficient. It's in fact, some of the other blockchains, it's considered to be the most green, the most economic, most eco-friendly uh, uh, method of producing blocks and processing the blocks is proof of stake. In fact, a lot of the blockchains that were, some of the blockchains that were proof of work are now switching to proof of stake because it's a very good method. So they pioneered that. Ouroboros introduced the idea of epics. Cardano is considered by many to be the most eco-friendly blockchain. The Ouroboros protocol was designed not only to maintain a single block on the Cardano blockchain, but has the ability to simultaneously produce blocks on other blockchains. This is given that the cost of constructing a block is so low on the Cardano blockchain. It is now practical to consider producing blocks across a range of blockchains. And I'm going to go over to the roadmap here in a second and we'll talk more about it. And it hasn't been talked about too much. Let's see, I think I put it in here. It has also been suggested that one could use Ouroboros to construct epics that run parallel to each other. So you could not only have a single epic running, but you could have parallel epics running as well. And when I get into the roadmap, like I was saying, when I get into the roadmap, we're going to talk more about sidechains. In fact, that's where we are right now with the Vassal hard fork that's coming up. That's coming out the end of next month. So we're about a month and a half away from the Vassal hard fork, and that's going to introduce some pipelining and just this is the scalability. We're in the scalability stage of the project. The Ouroboros protocol was created by a rigorous peer-reviewed and considered to be very secure, and was working towards being quantum resistance by 2018. So again, we just reiterated that. I just reiterated that in this post. It's peer-reviewed. It's peer-reviewed. Not fly by night. A lot of times people just fake it till it breaks, right? They'll put it out there, get it running, and then it'll break. And usually, unfortunately, the people that it's not the people that created the program that usually gets holding the bag. It's usually the people that invested in it. So this information is just the beginning of what I'm going to put on my How to Cardano section, my learning section on the website, and we're going to cover a number of things. I encourage you to go on there. The website's ingoodfortune.org, and but everything's under construction on the website. Magic Square is still working on this. So let's go over here and look at the roadmap. So we've had the Brandon, Shelley, Gorgon. Now we're in the Basho, and we're about to go into the Voltaire era. So we've done our foundation, our decentralization. This is when stake pools came in, our smart contracts, and then our scaling. So we're in the scaling era. Basho. The Basho era of Cardano is an era of optimization, improving and scalability, and interoperability of the network. Whereas previous development eras focused on decentralization and new functionality, Basho is about improving the underlying performance of the Cardano network to better support growth and adoption for applications with high transaction volume. So this is where we're going. We're working on the transaction volume, and they're doing this through a number of things, side chains, and I'm going to read about side chains here in a second. But just to kind of put it in layman's terms, you have the main blockchain, right? Well, we read over in the other information that I typed up about how it could run parallel epics or process blocks from multiple side chains at one time. You you could have, okay, let's say we have a metaverse, layman's terms. You have a metaverse, you have the main Cardano blockchain, you have a metaverse. Well, they could have their blockchain running in-house, and they could actually batch their processes before putting them on the main blockchain. Or the processes in-house could be, they're stored locally in-house, and they could be, all of them may not need to go on the blockchain. You could have, so you have a metaverse, say you have like a farm in metaverse, there's crops and buildings and all that kind of stuff. So you can trade those in-house on their in-house blockchain, and without ever having to put it on the main blockchain on Cardano. And this will free up space on the Cardano. Now, when transactions need to be minted and things need to be put on the main blockchain, then they can be put on the main blockchain. And we're going to get into that this year. This will make it clear too. Also, this is going to add a layer of security, because sometimes projects built on a blockchain, they're not the most secure projects. Maybe they're not built right. Maybe they have loopholes. And the IOHK and the people that have created Cardano, they've gone through rigors trying to make sure that the code is secure and that the blockchain is going to function properly and not break. And maybe projects building on it, because anybody can build on it. Projects building on it, maybe they won't go to the same extent. So what I see, just as I see it, you possibly have processes. You'll have things processing on side chains and then being brought over on the main blockchain as needed. And they would be processed on side blockchains, maybe with a separate currency, maybe not even with a ADA. So, because you can use your own currency on the Cardano network, you can use your own currency as gas. That's coming up. So, one of the core developments of Basho will be the introduction of sidechains, new blockchains, interoperability with the main Cardano chain. With immense potential to extend the capabilities of the network, sidechains can be used as a sharding mechanism by offloading work from the main chain onto a sidechain to increase capacity of the network. They can also be used to introduce experimental features without affecting the security of the main blockchain. So that says it all. So you're going to have parallel chains running side by side, in-house chains, and then stuff being put on the main blockchain. Basho will also see the introduction of parallel accounting styles. While the main Cardano blockchain will continue to use a UTXO model, the ability to support and switch between UTXO and account-based model will be added using sidechains. The result will be greater interoperability for Cardano, as well as the ability to support new kinds of use cases on the network. And this is the big difference between a number of the blockchains, Cardano and Bitcoin. Cardano and Bitcoin use the UTXO model. Cardano uses an extended version of the UTXO model. Your Cardano is basically a Bitcoin with smart contracts on it to a certain extent. You could think of it like that. So this is going to allow a lot of interoperability. So if there's a project that wants to use account-based modeling, then they can do so. And to be honest with you, I mean, it was a kind of a foreign concept. If you want to look into the UTXO model, it's always good to be educated. Maybe I'll make some videos on it. I think I've actually made a video a while ago on it, but it's very interesting. It's a different way to think, and it could be a better way to think. So that's the Bitcoin's accounting model, and that's what Cardano's using as well. So the choice is up to you, but it could very well be a better way to think about accounting, and it quite possibly is, to be honest with you. It's very interesting. Overall, the Basho era will see Cardano become one of the most high-performance, resilient, and flexible blockchain platforms in the industry. This will provide a network infrastructure with a capability to scale in a sustainable, secure way, as well as the ability to add new functionality without compromising the reliability at the core of the network. So you're going to have your side chains in your projects on the sides. They're processing their transactions. If they don't code right and they blow up, it's not going to affect the main blockchain. So, and this is what they're working towards. This is where we're going. It's going to speed up transaction and keep the core blockchain secure as well. We're working on more content. Okay, well, that's just that. But anyway, that kind of gives you an idea of where we're at. Voltaire is the governance. I mean, they already have governance built in. In fact, Cardano, ADA, when you build on Cardano, you at the core of it, you have a governance system that all the tokens that are built on top of all the projects that are built on top of it inherit. There's a complete governance system built in. This whole project has been really thought out, and a lot of people, a lot of smart people, have poured over this project, and this is really why I believe in Cardano, and and I'm always talking about it. So. Alright, well, I hope you got some information out of this video. Like I said, it's just the first to come. You can look for this one and the other videos on my website. The website's still under construction, ingoodfortune.org, but Magic Square is working on that, and we're going to bring you a lot more information, even comparisons on those other blockchains and projects. And so, y'all are beautiful, and I will see you next time.